Thank you very much, Sarah. Our next speaker is Faith Winter, and I'm very excited to introduce her as well, as she's from the City Council from where I live in Westminster. She is Faith Winter, City of Westminster Mayor Pro-Tem. Faith Winter is an advisory board member for Emerge Colorado, as well as the Mayor Pro-Tem in Westminster, for making her one of the youngest elected women in the state. Woo! She has trained thousands of women to run for office, and she continually fights for affordable housing and works to protect Colorado's air, land, and water. She loves organizing because the best way to build power is through people and because it's fun. Faith believes that no job is worth doing if you can't laugh once in a while. So, here's Faith.
I am really excited to be here on behalf of Emerge. They train Democratic women to run for office, and we need more women in office. We are 90th in the world for elected. I think we can and we must do better. Right now, only 17% of Congress is women, only 12% of our governors, and only 24% of our local legislators are women. That's horrendous. At this pace, it's going to take over 200 years to achieve political parity. And I don't know about you, but I'm not waiting 200 years for political parity. In Colorado, we're #1. So Colorado should be proud. We are 40% women in our state legislature. But we have yet to elect a woman governor or a woman senator from the state. So there's a lot of work to be done. And yes, we have a lot of women CEOs, women doctors, women lawyers, women senators, but there's far too few women at top, and it's lonely at the top. And as Anne Quinlan said, every woman that's made it there so far has had to prove she's man enough for the job. And I'm here to tell you, you're actually not ever going to be man enough for the job, and that we have to start changing the culture. As Anne Quinlan said, women leaders are forced into the corner of being tough as nails and warm as toast. And if we get more women elected, we're going to start changing that culture for everyone. Now, I recruit candidates all over the country. And the first thing is we need women with passion. I can't teach you passion, and I know any woman out here today already has that by showing up on a cold Saturday. So you already proved #1, why you be a good elected official. #2 is integrity. Because I can teach you anything else. Emerge can teach you anything else. Totally. This is my training after COVID. He loves being an elected kid. So we need 2 things in our women to run for office. You all have it. You've proven you have passion. You have integrity. And then I will Emerge to teach you everything else. We will teach you how to fundraise, how to campaign, how to create a field plan. And we are excited to open up the first class of Emerge Colorado this month. Applications open October 15th. I hope you all apply because we need more women elected to office. And it matters who's at the table. And as a city councilor, we were doing appointments to board and commissions. We interviewed some great women. One was perfect, but she was pregnant. One of my older city councilors said, well, she's really smart, but she's pregnant. I don't think we can appoint her. Another city councilor said, I don't think she's going to have the time. And I looked at them and said, actually, this is completely illegal. We're having this conversation. And 2, women can actually use their uterus and their brain at the same time. Room, if I had chosen to run for office, no one would have responded to that. She wouldn't have been appointed. The leadership of Westminster would have been different. And that's why we need more women at the table. Because when you have women at the table, where 50% of the population, the best and brightest and creative ideas come out, the more diverse our elected leadership is. I want to leave you with 3 stories of women's leadership from around the world. The first is in Norway. The women in Norway had 40% women in their parliament. They were rocking and rolling and doing a really good job. But they realized their counterparts in business weren't doing as great. And so they decided to pass laws about women on corporate boards. The women in Norway realized that real leaders don't just rise, they lift as they rise. So I encourage you all, as you go on your leadership journey, to lift as you rise. The second is the women of South Africa. They fought alongside the men to create a new democracy. And when we won, they joined forces, they weren't afraid to use their voice, and they asked for 30% of the seats in their parliament. The men said no. They said, if you aren't with us, we're not voting for it. They weren't afraid to use their voice. And so remember the women of South Africa and use your voice. The last story is the girls of Rwanda. Soldiers came into an all-girls school and asked them to divide themselves into Hutu and Tutsi. And the girls knew what would happen if they did that. They refused to divide under severe threat of violence. If those girls in Rwanda can overcome problems and tribal differences, I think the women of America can overcome problems and work together in order to elect more women. So my challenge to you is to first take a young girl to the polls when you vote. Because the number one reason an 18-year-old votes is someone important in their life. Show them how to do it. Take your daughter, take your nieces, take your girls to the polls with you this year. The second is the number one reason a woman decides to run for office is she was invited to do so. It's the reason I ran for office. It's the reason most women in the state ran for office. So I ask you all, think about a woman in your life. Tell her you believe in her. Tell her that you want her to run for office. And invite her to the first class of Emerge applications October 15th. Thanks so much.